brothers and sisters, welcome to our program On Target. We on Real FM 91.9, 91.5, We Noise FM 94.9, Brooklyn, New York. We always encourage you to subscribe to our program. You have to help these small stations to grow. And all you have to do is to subscribe. Subscribe, like, and share the program. We always give you an opportunity to express yourself. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to have a command of the English language. We just can handle sign language. But please do express yourself. There are a lot of issues in the world that you could speak about. And in Grenada here, we have a lot. This morning, while I await your call, I want to respond to KG. Both him and a number of other people have felt that I have struck on Deacon. And perhaps they should know that about me. I hardly go after individual politicians. I speak about the policies of the government. And I look at the utterances and the expressions of the individual politicians to determine the policy that is unwritten. You see, we have a lot of politicians in Grenada that do not tell you who they are. If they tell you what they stand for, you would not tolerate them wrong you. So the written policy, because they are intellects, they could write good things. Their written policies, when you read it, you might be impressed. But you have to look for the fine prints. And the fine prints are not on paper. It comes from the expressions and the words and what they say and what they do. So I go after policymakers. I go after the trade union leaders. Because I believe the trade union leaders must be more proactive. They represent the workers in the country. And even when they do not represent workers, what they do dictate and determine the conditions and the bargaining contracts of even workers they do not represent. I speak about the Bar Association, not individual lawyers, I think the Bar Association is the worst group in Grenada. They have never interceded. They never get involved. They never mediate in any conflict in Grenada. So why do you have an association? They want to command the respect of the people, but they never help the people. I know of no program, no assistance program where the bar come out and help people. I've heard about radio station, the people in the business sector, the Rotary, the Lions, clubs, the police reach out to help people. I've never heard the bar come out to help people. I speak about medical doctors. They're supposed to take the Hippocratic oath. And some of them are parasites. They're just as the people involved in drugs. The only is different, they have a license. And then I speak about the Prime Minister. Because the Prime Minister practically dictates the policy of his political party. So while you will not hear me speaking much about individual parliamentarians, you will hear me zeroing on Deacon Mitchell. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Good day, Mr. Pierre and the listening audience of Target. I just joined you, but first of all, I would like to congratulate the new National Party for a very good meeting at Grenada St. John last night. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I did not.
It was a very good meeting. The turnout was good. The crowd, the action of the crowd was good. The people show like they in an election mood. They was jolly. It was good. That sent a very good message. So I urge the NNP to continue bringing the message. Although some people listen to the radio, some again don't. Some again don't. Mr. Pierre, I believe some of the activists misunderstood the nature of your program. I have just to turn off some because they has been saying to me they feel is a personal attack on Deacon. I said, no, it's only common sense. If they listen to you carefully, you has been speaking of wrongdoings in this country. And I find that is very simple for any man to see or to hear. Because we speak of all what is going on in this country. It is the first time in my whole political history I have seen lie become the policy of a government. It is the first time in my history of politics I see a leader in this country endorse corruption. I would not say he didn't have corruption before in previous government because that is something was ongoing quite a long time. But in the days of Eric Gary, whenever any word of corruption came up in his regime, any allegation was made about corruption, he would not remain silent. What he will do, he will call an investigation. Whoever was accused of that corruption. So do Kit Mitchell. This time around, I saw our leader stay silent. Like they want to brush the word of corruption aside. Who could remember earlier days he said there is no widespread corruption. But corruption is corruption. We cannot let this thing brush under the carpet. The GDP situation and many more, the bribe and other things. Something is wrong. This is why I said I will always advocate on this again because I find some Grenadians easy to forget. And we have to keep reminding them that this is a government who endorses corruption. And that is totally wrong.
Yeah.
Mr. Pierre, I rest my case.
Yes, thank you, Caller. And Caller, I'll start from right where you stop. As you zero in on the Prime Minister, he endorses corruption as part of his policy. Yes, Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
And good afternoon to the listeners.
Yes, Caller.
I think I support a lot of what the gentleman have just said. I'm cool with him. But I am more in terms of election, I'm more prepared at this time to see or to hear persons that have been accused for interfering in government funds and in corruption being tried or called to question or something than to let it just keep sweeping under the counter. I think it is time, and there is evidence out there, but wrongdoings with persons that work in the government and with ministers, and I think we should get some sort of inquiry. Just like how the Prime Minister was quick to inquire into Lotto, not Lotto, no, I just forget now, the marketing board, and he could have tell us the situation of marketing board. So too, we want the Prime Minister to investigate into the ministers, personnel that are working in the government, that have contact with government members of board, and give us information. And why I'm so concerned is that the Prime Minister, when he came in a few months, he said that a gentleman gave NMP money for campaign. And when he was asked to clearly say he have the information, to date, he have not given us assured the information. So I am interested more to see those information and to hear than to talk election right now. And there's a question I want to ask Mr. Pierre, you, Mr. Pierre. Government ministers will be all given a car in the duty. I would like to know more about the rules and regulation of the car. If the minister will be responsible for using the car only if you go to Parliament or so, or they use the car every day. In that, when 4 o'clock after 4, they use the car, if they will be given a chauffeur, or they have to pay a chauffeur. What grounds that the ministers will be given individual car? I think we should be given some information on that.
Yes, Scholar.
Thank you.
When you have a government that appear to have a policy of corruption, you're in trouble. This government seems to establish a policy of corruption. And they also establish some unorthodox political persuasion to intimidate people. They implement financial strangulation. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. Mr. Pierre, I listened to Mr. Taffer Pierre. And if you listen to Mr. Taffer Pierre, I just don't understand why some of us in Grenada here doing wickedness like that. Check it out. The Prime Minister terminated him, fire him. And he have some people rejoicing on Mr. Taffer Pierre. But I want some of us to understand Mr. Taffer Pierre today and some of them tomorrow. So when they dig in Pete, don't dig Mr. Taffer Pete alone. Dig all of them on. Because I don't understand. Some people see that the man don't do anything. And the Prime Minister fire him on his job. And some of them in the police force rejoicing or beside the police force. What Mr. Taffer do some of us in Grenada here? He never do nothing. To say, you hear people say, when he in the force, look at that, he do us, in the force, what he do. I never hear nobody say that. Besides, no, everybody just, some of us just rejoicing on Mr. Taffer Pierre. Mr. Pierre, let me tell you, some of us, we Grenadians, he have a lot of invitation and have to, in thing of Lotto. Nobody don't go into Lotto. I see they go into Sheldon, digging Sheldon up like a pit. I have a lot of little things what they have to look at. They don't looking at it. Government go, government come. If Sheldon make a phone call, he don't make a phone call to no boyfriend, no girlfriend, nothing. He do government work. And I see they digging him up when they have to go and dig Lotto. So I want a lot of them to look at what they're looking at. Don't look at it in cocky eye. Don't look at it in cross eye. Look at what this is have to happen. And Mr. Pierre, Mr. Taffer Pierre, Today is his, tomorrow will be a lot of us on.
Yes, scholar.
Okay, enjoy the day.
I think I've not said much about Sheldon case, but I think Sheldon case is supposed to be an easy one to win in the court if he is represented by a good lawyer. When you're a public officer and you have government telephone, the bills don't come to you. When you have a public officer and you are given a government phone, bills do not come to you. You're not responsible for the bills. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, caller, go ahead.
Well, they could talk about Sheldon and phone and money. Sheldon didn't thief the money.
Well,
He didn't government work.
the general public don't really know how these things operate. And perhaps we should start to explain to the general public.
And what I want to speak about again, Mr. Pierre, is the thing is that the FIU is the one to investigate. They can have the FIU in his pocket. Anytime they lift up there, they pushing them back down. Them men and them, some of them may want to speak, they're afraid.
As public officers, you're not supposed to speak in the public. That's part of the job. You cannot defend yourself in the public domain. That's part of your job and your responsibility. So no public officer should do that.
But again, one of the things you can say, Mr. Pierre, another prime minister is a Grenadian, a conscious Grenadian, you must feel shame. You know why? They can went on a stage in a meeting and tell it to the wall and all those fake NNP, all those who vote for him to put in the put them under the box, you know.
Yeah, he said you're sure if them is NDC.
Because you don't, they're watching at them with one eye because they know them is NNP and they give them a chance and they vote for them. So he was them in the eye and he said, oh, it's not the real NDC. He said, them is not the real NDC. So NNP wake up now.
Yeah.
They can only want it all this part to vote to win and tell Salaval under the boss. You know, your face. So wake up. You see, we have to know who is the real NDC. That's also good. So the NNP and that is fake NNP. Let me see NDC right now. You don't come them. You don't want them for him to get into power.
Thank you.
So NNP, open your eyes, wake up.
Thank you, caller.
Nonsense.
Thank you, caller. Yes, so that is why I speak to the jugglers. When I come on radio, I go after jugglers. And I mash up my closet door. I break down the closet door so you could look into my closet. A number of people cannot speak because they know you're going to go into the closet and they don't want to see what is there. But I mash up mine. You could look inside my closet. Yes, caller, welcome.
Senior, I'm the voice of one crying in the wilderness.
Good place to cry, man. Welcome.
How are you, Senior?
Great, man.
Great. Senior, I heard the Prime Minister, Dickon Mitchell, made a statement, and I am flabbergasted in the sense that I wonder if the Prime Minister really conscious of that statement that he made as it relates to the absence of the opposition on the team in the House of Parliament. And, excuse me, the Prime Minister made that statement very arrogantly by saying they're supposed to come in the House of Parliament and do the people work. And when I heard the Prime Minister make that statement, I said, hey, the Prime Minister, come on, man.
The most unproductive public officer in
I don't understand.
In the last 60 years.
Because you, the Prime Minister, that want to hold them in the throat because they did not show up and they had good reason, you know, for not showing up in the Parliament. But you put a spin to it, Mr. Prime Minister. You did not explain to the public. But you was mad and vexed by saying they're supposed to come in the Parliament and do the people work. But, Mr. Prime Minister, you know why I was surprised at you? Mr. Prime Minister, when Beryl was underway a category 4 hurricane to mash up Grenada, Carriacou, Peter Matnick, Mr. Prime Minister, you was sitting in Barbados watching cricket, you know. You didn't do any people work. Mr. Prime Minister, when United States of America made a request to you to give them permission to put the radar on Point Saline International Airport, Mr. Prime Minister, you didn't fly back to do the people work. Mr. Prime Minister, you sit down in Ghana, liming, you know. Mr. Prime Minister, you was not doing the people work. Mr. Prime Minister, when you're supposed to be in Parliament and be in Grenada to take care of the people work, you then liming all over and having gala, you and your members of Parliament. And you is the first man that will say, Keto Colin Pat Black. You liming all over the world. Grenadian hardly seeing you here. Public utility and works fall under your portfolio. National security fall under your portfolio. When we want you to do the people work, you then liming all in Ghana, all in Nigeria, putting on them people uniform that is not your culture. Come on, man. Mr. Prime Minister, be careful, man. Be careful. You know, just be careful, man, with what you're saying, because those things is coming back to haunt you. I rest my case, Senior.
Yeah, I prefer to say the Prime Minister lied. This Prime Minister is evil. And I've said before, very early, I've been observing this individual. This individual tells lies as if it's a joke. And this individual has introduced in our country retributive justice. A very vindictive individual. And it was not necessary. He won 9 seats clear. The opposition conceded defeat within 24 hours and reached out to the Prime Minister, which normally any side should do, and say, we are willing to provide assistance for you if needed be. The Prime Minister instead lied to the public. When he was campaigning, he spoke about transformation. But less than 3 months after the election, in an alien land, the Prime Minister said it was not transformation, it was restorative justice. You know, I'm so disappointed in some of the people around the Prime Minister that it motivates me more to go after this individual. This individual is evil. And if he continues on that trajectory, he would divide this country for decades. For decades. He is going after individual in the public service. He contaminates and bribes the public service. Now, if our institution falls so easily to one corrupted political neophyte, we have to be concerned. Grenada is a small country. And if a company could come here and provide bribery, provide money, gifts for the Prime Minister of this country, and the Prime Minister do not feel compelled, do not feel morally bound to surrender that money to the Integrity Commission, we on the wrong trajectory. The gift of 1,000 cricket kits the Prime Minister gave, Dangote gave to the Prime Minister, that alone is enough for a public investigation. The Prime Minister cannot give out the gift. He have to bring it to the Integrity Commission. Dangote did not give the gift for the Ministry of Sports or Education. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Welcome.
And good afternoon to the loyal listeners of On Target. Mr. Pierre, you made a statement a while ago, and what come to mind is that Dr. Kate Mitchell and the NMP would have won elections on 3 occasions, 15-0. And at no time at all was Grenadians treated the way they are being treated now by Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his administration. Mr. Pierre, I can only ask and wonder what would have happened or what would happen to us Grenadians if Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and his administration had won all 15 seats, Mr. Pierre. I want Grenadians to think about that very seriously. If you won 9 seats, so it means that there was an opposition in place. But the manner in which you are operating and ruling this country as though you win your 15th seat, God forbid, if you had won your 15th seat, I don't know what would have happened to us. Grenadians, if I don't think about nothing else, think about that. Think about that. The only party to have won 15 seats on 3 occasions is the NNP, and never were Grenadians treated in that manner. So, if you want this administration to continue treating you all as that, and all you want to give them a 15 seat, go ahead. As long as God permit me, long life, health, and strength, I'll be there with a listening ears to hear all your cries. Go ahead.
Thank you, Colin.
Mr. Pierre, have a good day.
Yeah. It is very important for a country to determine which direction it go, irrespective of what law you have in place. If you have unscrupulous, immoral people with low integrity, no law can stand. It's people that have to uphold the law. If you have a government that dabbles in the occult, yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, scholar.
good afternoon. Mr. Pierre, how you could condemn in chief? Sheldon Scott and the NLP, they use taxpayer money. They use taxpayer money.
Caller,
Yes.
you want to listen to me for about a minute before you speak?
Well,
On Sheldon Scott is.
I speak yet, but you want to.
Okay, go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
Mr. Pierre,
Go ahead.
the NLP, they use taxpayer money to campaign for the party. That's not Sheldon Scott what to be. The NLP will give the money. They use it to campaign for the party. That's against the law. And he admits to it, so he can't deny and say you go win and all that. He admits to do it wrongdoing. So I don't know what nonsense you're talking about. Pierre, let me tell you something. I listen that we don't want America to stay here, and I believe America should never get a basing Grenada. Never. Because why? They hate black people. I don't know how NFP could like the white man and the mob there. NFP like them, they decide to kiss their backside now. Anything they say, they don't jump up. Yeah. Grenada is a black country. We don't want no blasted American here. When we go up there, they send us back home. I don't know why the president of America today, they call him black countries, shithole countries. And that's the type of person I don't like. And that type of people are you adoring and burning down to all you wicked set of people. You can adore a man who are calling your country shithole country and you begging the man, you wanted to work out in here. If I had people I've sent every year at them where I think what happened here, I send back. And I count on the commission not to give them no power, no military area in this country. And I hope the whole of the country stops. If we give them, we should call for demonstration against him.
Thank you,
But
caller.
that's stupid.
Thank you, caller. Now, just before I take the next call, I believe this phone issue, I've not spoken on it, but I believe that's supposed to be an easy court action for Sheldon Scott to win. When you're a public officer, as far as I know, and you have a government phone, bills don't come to you. No bills come to you. There are some individuals' phones that have a cutoff point. So once you reach the maximum, bang, your phone cut off. There are some individuals that are in a group program. So let us suppose the government paying $20,000 a month and they have 40 phones on it. One person might race up the ladder while one person might use $5. So if Sheldon Scott was not given a cutoff point, and if no bills came to him, how is he guilty of using the phone? And I believe the Attorney General phone was in excess by $9. Was he charged? If you're wrong, you're wrong. The Attorney General, after he left office, his phone was up by $9 or $19, whatever. Small, minuscule amount. But was he charged? If you're wrong, you're wrong. So the Sheldon Scott phone issue, I believe, was badly handled by NNP. And the NDC, you're just opening a Pandora box. You're going after Sheldon Scott for political victimization. Most leaders in the Caribbean have had this issue of exorbitant phone bill, some by roaming and other issues. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. I tend to support what you have just said there. But
I Tobago well pressed you.
Yeah, but I think I support you with you. But I think the caller before make a serious blunder there and you didn't check him. Because he's saying that the government, that the NMP use government funds to campaign.
Well, the NMP...
No. Where is his authority on that? To prove that? That's a dangerous statement. Made. He say again that we don't want American here. Again,
you want me to take issue with that? What measuring stick he used to say that?
He know.
But when Bishop and him say them is the most popular people in Grenada, did they use any measuring stick?
I don't know if they use.
They didn't use nothing. They're just saying that.
I don't know if they use, but it's dangerous. We have to be very careful how we.
You have to tell you, I like to go after jugglers. Deacon are going after, not the ordinary man.
I mean, you can't just say that the government that was passed use government funds.
The amount of things they say about Keaton and Gary Boyne and them, I tell you, Gary Boyne don't even bother you.
Yeah, well, we have to be careful. You
remember they bring an investigation into Keat about this $50,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the briefcase of money.
Well, yes, and when they bring investigation, they say they have proofs. And when the investigation comes, they don't know proof. Well, they lie.
While we want to make we point clear in the we have to be very careful with what come out of your mouth.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we have to be concerned about leadership in the country. We have to be concerned. I spoke about the Public Workers Union and then I had to be concerned with reaction. I spoke about Lennox Andrew. And I only call Lennox Andrew name because I want him to assist Deborah Charles. And he responded with retributive justice. When you have a government that embraces a policy of retributive justice, vengeance, going after ordinary people, then you will cause hate in the country. I had to call out to some individuals who was calling on radio and say, let them starve. This is my concern. You have Predia Lassini, and you hear people making a lot of issue with break open. I see Dick Mitchell and his group as common thieves. They flaunted the law in the Grenada Development Bank and obtained money by illegal means. They're not supposed to lend money from the bank. The bank was set up not for them. They're supposed to go in the commercial banks. What they did is to corrupt the directors. They let the directors take money. The directors not supposed to lend money from the bank. So when they corrupt the directors now, they're going to take. They are thieves. That is common thieves. When I look at what's going on in National Lottery, Mr. Lacrette challenge it. And you see, you have to be very careful. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, good morning, Doc.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
How are you again?
Great, man, good.
Right, I love to hear you all the time. The greatest celebrity in Grenada right now, Mr. Francis Pierre. Brother Joe, tell you hello.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, now, your subject matter is a concern, yeah? Honesty and integrity is what we want. But I discover we have a recent suicide. I want to be short today. And I want to remind our political leaders on both sides. I don't like the behavior. I am a disciplinarian. Yeah? And I would like to see order. I would want us once again to try as hard as we can to come together. We cannot continue with this kind of rhetoric, if we call it that way, fighting and trying to tear down each other. It don't serve us well. We are in a lot of trouble economically, I believe, and we see what is happening in the world today. Let us not further damage this country. Let us not continue to pull our citizens apart. It's not healthy. Let us be examples for the young people. Let us focus on people's well-being and people's development. Let us do that. Let us tone down the rhetoric. I continue to say that in my observation and assessment and analysis, the leaders are the problem. The leaders of the world are the problem. And if the leaders behave differently, we will have a different society. Please, leaders, try very hard to come together so you could bring your people together to save this little land and the world. I'm begging, please. Because it's not nice to hear a young person killing themselves. The society is under serious stress. And stress is not good for any nation. Please, have a good day, sir.
I agree with you, caller. The leaders are our problem. I am against expanding the jail. I believe in 5-10 years we could seriously reduce the incident of crime in our country. The police said, I think it was in either 2017 or 2019, that the predial larceny rate was 3% of the crime. They were satisfied it was seriously dropping. But if you have a policy of hate, of retributive justice, financial strangulation, you calling for people to starve, you got motive in. You got more predial larceny. If the government of the day is violating the law with impunity, they're breaking the law and they're obtaining money through illegal means. If the public here, corruption is rampant in national lottery. And a minister went to the prime minister crying out against corruption. The prime minister fired the minister. When the prime minister of a country go on social media and make a movie with an illegal substance to wit, weed, marijuana, I tell you, I had to call 2 young people. They was falling weed. I said, no, delete it. I gave them the name of 3 persons to call. They're telling me the weed is legal. I gave them the name of 3 persons to call. But in all agreement, they deleted the program. I have seen things happen in this country. I went to the NDC office and speak to the people there on one case. And I was very pleased. They heard what I say and they address it. We can't continue in the country like that. Our leaders is responsible. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, I know you don't like the NDC government.
No, this has nothing to do with don't like. Most of my friends is in NDC.
All right, yeah.
I don't agree with them.
Okay, I know you don't agree with them. And I know they give you material on a weekly basis. But my God, you don't beat up on them like that, man.
Caller, they're the leaders.
Between now and election.
I'm not campaigning for any political party.
I know, I didn't say that, man. I said you're beating up on them so much, they might just disappear between now and the election.
Well, if they disappear, I'm very, very happy. They need to apologize. They need to say, sorry, we are going on the wrong trend. How you call people classless? And governors?
Okay, now, Mr. Pierre, listen to this. Yeah. When NDC is in office, we hearing corruption. When they get into office, nobody's been held accountable. When NDC is in office, NNP saying the same thing, corruption. When they get into office, nobody's been held accountable. What that is telling us. Now, yesterday you spoke about Marxist-Leninists hiding behind socialism.
They're hiding behind a cause.
All right. Well, so now listen. When the longest-serving democratically elected prime minister dumped a democratic country, namely Taiwan, for a communist country, namely China, I'm trying to figure out how you will categorize that. Now, Mr. Pierre, I don't have a problem if the powers that be want to get rid of TAF. That's not the problem. They're within their rights to do that following the procedure. The problem is the unceremonious way in which it was done. It shows a high level of maliciousness towards a police officer whose record and files cannot be challenged. Last quick point here. Nigerian Christians. Mr. Pierre, I don't know, man. Sometimes I find we're living in the present all the time. When we take into consideration and look back from a historical standpoint, the kind of atrocities that was committed by Christians, I'm trying to figure out how come they did not realize at some point in going forward that the chicken will come home to roost.
So you're supposed to kill them out now?
No, I'm just saying not support them. I'm just saying not supporting that. And listen, one of the things we must also understand, these jihadists and them is not only Christians they're killing. They're killing Christians, they're killing Muslims. You understand?
They're killing Muslims that convert to Christian, they're killing them.
No, not only that, they're killing Muslims too. So it's not a one-sided thing. But listen, when you do a whole set of wrong things in the past, at some point, man, the chicken will come up. Have a pleasant day.
Yes, you see, on the tough issue, sometimes I try to avoid it. But on the tough issue, the government, a public officer could be transferred to any place once his rank is not diminished. equal status. So the government could have transferred Tafawa to agriculture, to housing, to social. They could have transferred him anywhere. They could have done as they did during Tillman Thomas' time and give him a desk with a post with no students. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre. Good afternoon.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah. I just want to make certain statements.
Go right ahead.
I listened the last caller with enough respect to him, but the Muslim Boko Haram, if any Muslim he kill, is Muslim would go against his way. What did not agree to him, but Muslim, when you study Quran, the Quran tell you to hate the Christian, hate things what go against the teachings, right? In I think it's Somalia, this Muslim go about and they kill a whole set of people who is Christian and non-Christian who go against the Muslim. In Gaza, after the ceasefire, Hamas went against the people what was against them, and they show it publicly in the streets how they was tied up and gunned down publicly for the world to see. Now tell me, if you could do your own people that just because they was against what you has done, what these people wouldn't do to me and you.
Well, you see.
Now let me say to the Christians who kill in the Ollies, it was the same kind of policies, the same kind of teaching from 538 AD to 1798 AD. The Christian church kill other Christian people who go against the teachings of what they believe, right? So they want people to force you into their way. Even look at the United States with the Muslim guy who won the mayor in New York City. Trump says to the people in New York City, if you vote against Andrew Cuomo and you vote for that Muslim guy, are withholding the billions of dollars of federal funds to your city. So you see the thing where I'm leading at. Once you go against their way, because these people want you to be as a puppet to them, bend over backwards, lick the behind. And once you go against that, they will starve you politically. They will kill you physically in certain countries. And I'm leaning back to home with this present administration. Once you go against them, they will stifle you politically,
Right.
financially. Yeah, so this is my take on that.
Thank you. Sorry you tie up three of them. Because the Christian, this issue with the Christian and Muslim is a serious thing. The Quran encouraged the Muslim to hate the enemies and kill them. They say the Jews and the Christians kill them. Yes, caller, welcome. We lost that caller. And I kind of brush over it because I know it could take quite a lot of the time. But I encourage the pastors in Grenada to start to study the Quran. Because I'm convinced that a lot of our leaders in Grenada, a lot of our political leaders in the Caribbean are propagating the wishes of Islam. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, my voice may not be too clear. I didn't want to call today, because I have the flu, but I am forced to call.
You're clear enough. Go ahead.
Right. This gentleman, the anti-Christian, anti-biblical individual that I always call him. These people need to get a fact straight, and they need to stop playing games. The whole thing about it is that they have a hatred towards everyone who believes in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They do not believe in creation. They do not believe in the Bible. And what I want these people to do is to study the Quran and study the Bible and let us have a debate, right? The amount of propaganda they are spreading, and somehow I think that they are being financed by the Qataris. Because I'll tell you something, Mr. King. Sorry, I say Mr. King, Mr. Pierre. I've been listening to some debates or certain accusations pertaining to the Jewish people and Gaza. One spokesman for Hamas as well as for the movement said that the whole of Gaza is surrounded by Israel. A gentleman called and made a correction to him and said, no, Egypt is also on border with Gaza. He called the following day and saying that, look, that gentleman need to get his facts straight. But the sad thing about it is that is either he's stupid or he thinks that the rest of Grenada and the rest of the world is stupid. Because there is an area called Rafah which separates Israel from Gaza. Which separates Egypt from Gaza. And Egypt built a wall there. And Hamas always have tunnel under this wall doing the trading and so. When one read the Bible and you hear the scripture tell us, commandment number 1, to love Jehovah our God with our whole heart, our whole mind, and our whole soul, and to love our fellow man as we love ourselves. Right? He never tell us to use violence against another man or to force another man into the religion. Islam is totally different. Islam is a racist religion because they refer to black people as slaves, abid. And I'm challenging this gentleman, right? Don't come and push a little bit of crap on the radio. I want to have a debate.
We're going to have a day session when we speak about Islam and Christianity because our time is up. You know,
okay,
I think I'm going to announce the day before so I could arouse everybody interest what day we're going to do it. Give a 3-4 days notice. Yes, scholar. As we come to the end of the program, I am in response to KJ and others who feel that I'm giving Deacon too much attention. I believe we are not giving Deacon enough attention in Grenada. We have to remember, this man dabbled in the occult. This man switched off the light, went on a stage and trying to evoke Maurice Bishop's spirit that died under traumatic circumstances. We have to remember that Deacon said morality is a private thing. We have to remember that Deacon lied even to his men like Cornwall and Tevin and them. I don't believe they was involved in it. They campaigned on a policy of dramatic change, never knowing it was retributive justice. We have to remember Deacon sneaking even in Nigeria and had to be brutally chastised by the governor of Lagos State. Deacon visit another state in Nigeria, Trabaja State. Why? This man, Deacon, could have taken, if he knew he wanted to do all this traveling, and he was the best promoter of Grenada, why didn't Deacon take the post of foreign minister? So while Joseph Andal is foreign minister, Deacon Mitchell is traveling more than Joseph Andal. Now, how could your prime minister flaunt the law in the country and raid the bank? The Prime Minister is dismantling the economic guardrails. Then we're going to bring the country into free fall again, as it was in 2008, 2013. They sold 13 pieces of property. They sold land that did not belong to them. Now the government is using financial strangulation, intimidation, and some other unorthodox method to intimidate people who criticize them. I've said to callers, when I came on radio, I mash up my closet door. There is no door in my closet. Because they intend to silence people who they believe have something to hide. I see somebody was challenging my service in agriculture. And I challenge them, I dare them. When I speak, I dare. Take me on. Now, if you like Deacon, men like my cousin Blash and Danley from Ticolo, the time has come for you should advise Deacon that he's going down the wrong trajectory. How could you have a prime minister that's speaking like a Trinidadian when he's in Trinidad? When he's in Barbados, he's like a Bajan. When he's in Jamaica, he jam down. When he's in Ghana, he's saying car. And when he's in America, he's yanking. The prime minister is dressing like every country going dressed like the people. And I ask the question, who is the third party that directing our leadership? Remember, the Prime Minister intends to build a hospital for tourists, for research, and for teaching. The Prime Minister wants to amend the law in the country so a 12-year-old child have sexual responsibility. Now, where this thing come out? We can close our eyes, and walk down the precipice. Just because the government is using money from the government coffers for good relationship. So in other words, in local parlance, he bribing people. So how all these bright, intelligent Grenadians that used to walk around as the custodian of good government, good governance, and transparency, how come they lose their tongue? $2 little. I challenge you to go on the internet and look for the most 12 or 10 of the most corrupt lawyers in the world. And today is Thursday. So we're back with you again next week for another opportunity to punch. Thank you very much.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking